My name is Ran Poliaki, and I'm going to share with you some of our latest excitement in Nanox today. As you know, we have a global grand vision. Our vision is simply to democratize medical imaging. To do that, you need to work with other people internally and externally, and today, hopefully, I can share with you the latest and greatest of Nanox. First, let me talk about our values. Nanox is based on deep technology. Deep technology that need to be shared with others. So in other words, we need to work together in order to realize this vision. We also really like to make bold moves. Why not? Let's make bold moves and make something happen. And we want to make sure we're doing good. And indeed, in the last year, we spent huge amount of time making sure that our infrastructure is ready for prime time. We'll share with you later on what's going on in our production line and how the readiness to mass deployment is going. But in the meantime, today, we really wanted to show you the faces, to let you meet the people that are working really hard in different countries around the world, because our story is global, and as such, we're working in a global environment, and share with you a little bit more of what's going on. So as you know, in order to bridge the gap between our vision and reality, we need to take care of three basic elements. Number one, there are simply not enough medical imaging devices. In fact, 2/3 of the world population do not have any access to medical imaging, and that's a lot. So our focus really now is to bridge the gap and make many of those devices. To do that, we need to work in Korea, Italy, Israel, and many other countries. We'll get to that. The second one is having someone to read those beautiful images, because even if you have 15,000 units around the world and generating so many brilliant X-ray images, you need someone to make sense out of it. And that's where the radiologists come to play. And there is a huge gap today. There are simply not enough radiologists in the world to read all those images we expect in the future to generate. And the third one is connectivity. In the era of internet, we need connectivity and we need data crunching to make sense out of it. We'll touch all of that. But let me start with the beginning. We'll start from Korea. Korea is very important to Nanox. As you know, SK Telecom, the second largest company in Korea, is our investors. And we chose them because of two reasons. Number one, they have a history, and really they perfected all the semiconductor industry. And as you know, Nanox digital X-ray source is at the end of the day semiconductor. And the second one, SK Telecom, like many other telecommunication companies, are shifting into healthcare. And in essence, healthcare is becoming more IT than anything else. With us today, Dr. Ayu Kim, who are really managing our activities in Korea, and will be able to tell us a bit about what's going on there. So hello, Ayu. How are you?
Hello, Ron. Think about the progress Nanox Korea has achieved past 1 year. We started from scratch with a few members just 1 year ago, but we now are manufacturing MEMS chips from our own facility. We successfully developed high-power X-ray tube with our own design, and 20 staffs are working for Nanox Korea, mainly in R&D, including 4 experienced PhDs. We are proud of all of this progress with an excellent teamwork with you guys in headquarters. Thank you.
Well, as you can see and you can hear from Ayu, we're really on a great path there. Our factories are being built, the semiconductor is being done, the tube manufacturing is on the way, and if everything goes well, we'll be ready for prime time starting 2022. And that's very important. However, since we have grand vision, we cannot depend on one supplier and one country. And I think you know that we also have a partner in Italy. We signed an MSOS agreement in Italy and Spain and many other countries in the European market. And for that end, we chose to work with the leading manufacturer of tubes in Italy by the name of CEI. And I'm very happy and honored to say that this partnership is working fantastic. And let me introduce you to Carlo, who is working as we speak in Italy to share with us what's going on in the Nanox tube in Italy. Hello, Carlo. How are you?
Buongiorno, Ran. Italy is coming out of Corona with renewed strength. I think we are getting closer to our aim. Do you want an appetizer?
As you can see, we are making progresses. Ciao, Ran.
Thank you very much, Carlo. Okay, now you already seen that we talked about three elements, the chip, the tube, and the system. The chip is made in Korea, and that's the core technology. The tubes are like those light bulbs that you can handle as an X-ray source in a tube, and then you place them together into a system, and this is where you can take images that make sense out of this. And now, let's talk with Anat that will tell us more about the Nanox ARC functionality.
Hi Ron, we have designed the Nanox ARC to be multi-source, multi-axis, 3D tomosynthesis system that can provide sufficient clinical value, cost effectiveness, and future flexibility in serving both Nanox and its customer growing needs. The ARC should be able to scan all patients and is controlled using a sleek tablet device that runs an intuitive user interface. The system contains several Nanox tubes that tilt and switch above the patient, thus crafting the image. The system can be easily operated after only minimal training, which will help our target growth. A constant connection to the Nanox cloud will enable us to rapidly deploy, update, monitor, and service the ARCs, while keeping the price per unit a fraction of other systems. That's for now. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Anat. The integration itself is done in Israel. As you know, Nanox is an Israeli company, and I'm very, very pleased to introduce you to Yael. Yael is here with me in Israel, and she will tell us how it all comes together. She will share with us how this Nanox ARC, this is a system, Nanox ARC, is being able to generate excellent X-ray images and then upload them into the cloud. Hello, Yael.
Hi, Ran. So after integration of the new first tubes with the ARC system, we went into doing some imaging for conceptual and educational purposes. We use for this purpose the hand phantom, which consists of real human bones, and the chest phantom. And I would like to share these images with you. This is a tomosynthesis set of the hand. As you can see here, the trabecular structures are nicely demonstrated. The hand phantom demonstrates how tomosynthesis enables focusing on different depths of the anatomical region of interest to present, in this case, the scaphoid here, and the phalanges. Okay, the second file is a tomosynthesis set of the chest. In this anthropomorphic phantom, we introduce a few artificial lesions. The lesions can be identified in different slices, which represent different depths in the volume of the chest, meaning different locations in the organ. Here we can detect the first one lesion here, the second lesion showing here, and another final one here. I really think that these preliminary outputs of the Nanox ARC with its new tubes are really exciting and promising. We are working continuously on the Nanox Imaging Atlas, focusing in covering a wide range of anatomical regions. And that's all from here. Thank you, Ran.
Thank you. So now we already know that we have the chip, we have the tube, we have the Nanox ARC. However, I still feel that something is missing. Don't you feel so? Okay, so we spent a lot of time thinking about the second gap, the lack of radiologists. Actually, we did that not by ourselves, but with our partner, USARAD, and the CEO of USARAD, Michael Hughes. As you recall, USARAD has been a partner with our journey from the get-go. They are a network of hundreds of radiologists in and outside of the US that are providing already cloud-based diagnosis to different customers around the countries and in other countries other than the US. We spoke to Michael and you know, we tried to solve the problem of lack of radiologists. And through this discussion, we came to the conclusion that we better come together in a deeper way. So we're talking about a binding LOI that we signed, that talking about a full acquisition that if closes, actually upgrade the relationship to the level that Nanox now can, outside of the technology, can provide a full solution. Not only the technology, but also what comes out of the X-ray. So I'm very pleased and happy to announce that this deal is in the making. And together with us today is Dr. Michael Hughes, my partner and the CEO of USARAD. Michael, please.
Hello, Ren. It's such a pleasure to be with you again, and thank you for this opportunity. I would like to state that I've been in the teleradiology space for over 12 years when I started USARAD. We are a company that's backed by Siemens Healthineers. We're very fortunate to work with them, and we have a network of over 300 radiologists. The synergies between Nanox and USARAD are obvious, but the most important points that I would like to cover are education. It's so important for us to educate hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of doctors, especially radiologists throughout the world. And the way we're going to approach this, we're going to start educating our own internal network of hundreds of radiologists that we have. By educating this network, this will help to propagate the knowledge of this very important modality, which is tomosynthesis. Certainly, tomosynthesis has been existed for a number of years, but because of expense, it really did not become mainstream. And because we're able to lower the costs and combine it into a very exciting opportunity in terms of radiology as a service or MSaaS model, we're able to tremendously drop the costs and propel this technology and the service combination throughout worldwide. So the way we're doing it is via creating continuous medical education or CME credits for radiologists and other physicians. And we're also working on creating the educational content for various sectors in the industry. For example, we're creating material for physicians in urgent care industry, as well as primary practitioners, as well as urgent care and imaging centers. So we create orthopedic surgeons and even pulmonologists. So we are working on creating this educational material for various specialists and various sectors in the industry. We're also working on putting together a very educational material for our new website, our educational website that is coming very shortly. The other synergy that I would like to mention is creation of this MSO or medical service organization between the USARAD and Nanox. And what this will allow us to do is to control quality, credentialing, billing. So we'll be able to do the global billing of the full component, not just technical or professional, but the full component when we install this exciting new equipment. We also have a lot of experience in AI or creating artificial intelligence algorithms. For example, with Siemens, we've been working over several years in providing data and providing our radiologists to create these algorithms via annotations. And this is something that on our roadmap to do tomosynthesis. Now, we have signed agreement in January of this year announcing a deal between Nanox, USARAD, as well as multiple AI vendors. So these integrations are well on its way and will be an important part of what we're trying to do with our synergies. Finally, I would like to mention that USARAD has been a global company since the early days, and today we provide our services in numerous countries throughout the world, including Middle East. For example, we have an active client in Kuwait for years, but also in the area of second opinion, we have customers in over 120 countries. And so this is a really beautiful strategic fit in various aspects. And thank you so much, Rand, for this opportunity. I'm really excited. I'm excited about the future and opportunity to help so many people, countless people throughout the world, and save countless lives Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mike. Indeed, very exciting. I mean, I'm sure you now realize why US-Iran relationship is so important. All of a sudden, Nanox is becoming from a technology company to a full solution company. Before, we could provide excellent, brilliant images, even if we have 15,000 units and even more to the cloud. Now we have someone on the other end to read it. And that's very exciting. However, because we are thinking very, very large and our vision is really grand, we were thinking, what if? We're going to place many more devices. What if Nanox ARC is becoming a standard of care globally? And all of a sudden, we have many, many of those. Every school, every community center, every place of public medical imaging will have Nanox ARC. Then we are going to deal with mega tera of data that someone needs to read. And when you have that type of problem, you need technology. So we're looking, and quite quickly we realized we're looking at AI medical imaging companies or solutions. And the first company that came to mind is Zebra Medical Vision. They've been been leader in this domain, and they have technologies that already cleared FDA. I think 7 products that cleared FDA, and they are a true leader of this domain. So I'm very happy to say that Nanox signed a deal to acquire Zebra Medical Vision, and if this deal will close, I think we have all the elements needed in order to address the second gap. So with that in mind, I'm very happy, and I want to introduce you to the CEO of Zebra Medical Vision, Zohar, that will tell us a bit about Zebra and why the synergies are so massive when you talk about Zebra and Nanox. Please, Zohar.
Thanks much for the intro, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about our joining forces to tackle the AI and imaging space coupled with the medical device strategy. As you know, to truly lead the AI-enabled diagnostic space, we need to have both superb hardware, medical device capabilities, which Nanox has brought to the table, coupled with AI and cloud delivery capabilities, with a proven regulatory and quality framework, which we have built over many years of operation. Over the past 8 years, we've pioneered the market for AI and medical imaging. We have over 7 FDA clearances with the pending application submissions that we have, 10 CE marks, as well as a new CPT Category 3. It's the first in radiology using an AI application to detect vertebral compression fractures as a trigger, as a sign for osteoporosis as part of our population health offerings. This is geared to establish a reimbursement strategy for the use of AI by radiologists. So we're very proud of that, and we look forward to substantiating that with other solutions as well. We've also led clinical research in the areas of AI. Recently, in Nature Med magazine for automated opportunistic osteoporotic fracture risk assessment using ordinary CTs. And that's another element that we feel would substantiate the use of AI by having strong clinical evidence and research to back it. We have dozens of patents, and we continue to leverage our IP. We also deliver to Nanox clinical and regulatory and cloud deployment credibility, already deployed with some of the world's largest healthcare brands and customers, such as Apollo Hospitals in India, Intermountain Health in the United States, Erasmus, the NHS in both Scotland and England, Albert Einstein, Brazil, Johnson & Johnson, and many others. Last but not least is the all-in-one per scan model that we brought to the market early on for radiology back in 2015. We believe it has shaped how AI products will be priced in the market. And of course, with a combination of Nanox's full service, the per scan model and the vision to democratize diagnostics in the space and accessibility to everyone using cloud infrastructure is highly relevant. So we look forward to working collaboratively and combining both the AI solution in software with the hardware, both disruptive. And again, Ron, I thank you for the opportunity to speak here and look forward to our continued collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zohar. Okay, guys, I hope we established with you how deep we think about this problem. We spoke about 3 gaps that we need to bridge. So 2021 was devoted actually to bridge the first gap. The second gap is the ability to read and to diagnose whatever comes out of these brilliant X-ray images. And with those potential 2 acquisitions, USARAD and Zebra, we hope we can fulfill the gap short-term but also long-term. And the third one is actually coming and talking about connectivity and big data analysis, let's call it this way. So connectivity is something pretty simple. Both companies have cloud capabilities. Specifically, USARAD has HIPAA compliance platform that is working already, and we're going to utilize it. And with Zebra, I think Zohar established with you the fact that population health is a rising force in healthcare, and we have all the tools, and we will strive to provide sense with all this data combined with other data inputs that are coming into the system, all managed by AI, top of the line platform to provide some sense. Looking forward, let's talk about 2022. For Nanox, 2022 is going to be the year of execution. Execution, execution, and execution. We sorted out all the other things, but we should be ready to execute our plan globally. And this is exactly the reason why I asked Erez Meltzer to join as Nanox CEO starting January of 2022. Erez comes with extensive experience in scaling up organizations, and we will work together in order to fulfill this vision. Erez, please.
Thanks, Ran. It's a great honor, along with a huge responsibility, to take on this important role. I've known Nanox for a long time. I'm actually part of it. I share its vision, values, and the great message it brings to a better future for all of us. Together with you, Ran, as chairman, I know we will do all in our power to execute an effective and seamless launch of our novel technology and enable access to medical imaging worldwide. Ran, I'm confident that collectively we will materialize our mission, scan globally to protect one's health.
Thank you very much, Erez. Stay tuned for what's coming from Nanox, and thank you for joining our journey.